What's up, everybody? Ryan Murphy here, and welcome to Real Time for the real everyday movie fan. Today, I'm giving you my real-time reaction to the Terminator Dark Fate trailer. And anyone who knows me knows why it's me doing this, because okay. So Josh knows, everyone knows the Terminator films, the first two Terminator films. Sorry, my color's going all wonky, so try and ignore that, I guess. But anyone who knows me knows the Terminator films are what kind of changed my life. When I watched them, it was like, oh, a whole new world. And also anyone who, it's what I always say, what got me into filmmaking, probably would have anyway. But anyone who went to film school with me, I mean, if you're watching this, just my apologies, because I talked ad nauseum about this. Anyway, just like about the Terminator, the first two Terminator films, and how those are the vision, and we shouldn't refer to it as the Terminator series, because it's just there is no Terminator series, because it's just the first two films, and everyone else is trying to ape James Cameron. They have nothing to add to the legacy. They have nothing to add to the story. So naturally, James Cameron is now coming in with his own Terminator 3. He's producing it. He helped come up with the story, and now I don't know what to feel about it, because the other reason I don't like the Terminator sequels is because I think Terminator 1 and 2 are a perfect duology. Certainly, it was never James Cameron's explicit intent to just always stop at 2. He always kind of like, if I come up with a good idea for 3, sure. It took him 30 years. But it was a difficult thing, I think, because it is a really perfect duology. It's a story that is told twice. It repeats itself, right? There's a bad Terminator and a Protector, and he manages to get away with it because there's this great balance. Like, I think of Thanos, in Infinity War with the knife, perfectly balanced as all things should be, right? There's two ends to it. There's the first film where it's a bad Terminator and a good guy Protector, and the second film where the Terminator is now the good guy and he has to face a more advanced Terminator. So. And also, the second half of the film, the reason there's a second half of Terminator 2 is because they decided to stop Judgment Day, which is something else to do, right? Like, other than just, I have to protect you from the Terminator, right? The first half of Terminator 2 is the same as Terminator 1, and then they actually have to do something different in order for it to be a different film. Terminator 3, you'll notice, because that became his most iconic role, was the Terminator specifically from T2. They had to make him the action hero again. He goes up against another Terminator, liquid metal Terminator, and they're trying to prevent Judgment Day again. This time they fail, so I guess that makes it different. But sorry, hair. Okay. Yeah. So I've always thought that it's very difficult, if not impossible, to make the Terminator films a true trilogy, because it's just such a perfect duology the way it is. Now James Cameron's coming back. I don't know. Yeah, something must have brought him back. And it's possible to crap on your own legacy. That's the other thing. Just because he's involved does not mean it will be good. Look at the Star Wars prequels. Look at Godfather Part 3. Okay? It's possible to come in and crap on your own legacy as much as it is for anyone else. The reason I'm a little bit less skeptical about this is, one, James Cameron, in my mind, has never made a bad film. Avatar was the closest he's come, because it was just so incredibly unoriginal. But in my opinion, he's never made a bad film. It's like he has a small filmography, to be fair, but so he's batting 1,000, if that's what's good to bat. And I'm just, yeah. So the other thing is, something brought him back. Like, you look at the Godfather series, right? What brought him back was money. Coppola was bankrupt. He fell bankrupt in 1988. That's why he made the guy. He'll tell you himself. It's not a secret. He doesn't cover it up. He's like, yeah. And James Cameron's had the opportunity to be a part of all these films, and he's turned it down every time, and he's not exactly bankrupt now. So there has to be something that made him come back. There has to be something that made Linda Hamilton come back. I hope it's a good story. We'll see. We don't know much about the story right now. So we'll see. Here we go.
2 days ago, I had this nice, simple life. Now it's a nightmare.
If travel is searching and home has been found,
Terminator. That's an yeah. We'll get to that.
I'm not stopping. I'm going hunting. I'm the hunter.
Who are you?
Show us what's next.
My name
Love
is
it.
Sarah Connor. Never seen one like you before. Almost human.
I am human. Why do you care what happens to her?
Because I was her.
How do we win? We win by keeping you alive.
I'm going hunting.
Yeah, I'm sorry to say that it didn't really do anything for me. They didn't really talk. They didn't really show me how this is going to be different. What's going to be the difference between this and Terminator 3? Obviously, like I said, Terminator 3 was Arnold Schwarzenegger's back again, and as the good Terminator, and so this is different. Obviously, it's a cyborg this time, and it's someone else it's someone else who's the savior of humanity. I don't know what happened to John Connor. But it's still Terminator versus, hero, and again the Terminator. I don't know how many times you can make the bad Terminator shtick work. The first Terminator and the T-1000 are two of the most iconic villains in cinema history. But the third time it kind of becomes, okay, here's another guy. And it's like that's a big issue for me. So this didn't really do. I mean, I'm waiting for there to be some story matter, some aspect of the story that's going to make this something different and make this worth happening, make this worthwhile. We'll see. That really, I'm sorry to say that didn't do anything for me. But what did you think of the trailer for Terminator Dark Fate, Terminator 3? Leave your comments in the section below, and as always, thank you for keeping it real with ReelTime.